Right. Morning, everybody. It's the 5th of April. So far, no news is good news. But I did see the US Postal Service go past not long ago. So, it's time to go pick up some results, I'm guessing. There's going to be some posts for me. They don't normally drive past the front here unless they've dropped something in the mailbox. No news has been good news, but is it going to continue being good news? Okay. Inconclusive. We are looking at, where does it say there? Right. TB test for cows inconclusive. DNA testing. Blood's been sent. So we will hear back the start of next month. It could take up to 3 to 8 weeks to get the results. So it could be next month or 2 months away. Keep these animals isolated until the case. Do not use for productation. Right, so we can't. If we were going to sell the cows for beef, we can't do so. We can't send them to slaughter. We can't milk them. Or it says you can milk them, but you cannot use the milk from them until the okay or clear has been given. There's a whole list of symptoms to look out for, etc., etc. And the second page is there. That's the sheep. The sheep are clear. The sheep are all clear. Due to proximity to the said above cows. Right, so we can't sell the products from the sheep either until the results for the cows come back. Chickens are still obviously unaffected. Okay, so good news on the sheep. For now, I'm going to take that as good news on the cows. And we've got some other letters, so let's just gonna run these back and stick them up at the office. We can always read them at a later date, really. There's not much for us to do at the moment. I am going out of town later on this afternoon. We are spending a weekend. I say we, me and Eddie are going to a car meet, apparently. Not my choice. Stick those on the side. I'll go for him later. We're taking our new cars out. Ooh, he should be round in a little while. He's sorting a tractor out for Fred because I managed to get hold of him. He's sorting a tractor out for Fred. Fred's buying some sort of another old John Deere off him on a payment plan, which is, I'm sure, going to be much appreciated by himself. So yeah, my morning's going to consist of just getting this car nice and shiny, not that it isn't already, and heading off to this fancy meet. I don't like the idea of driving this down the dirt track, but I don't fancy being the person towing their roadster down to a road and finding someone to park up the truck and everything else. I haven't used it in a few days, so I'm going to check the battery on it and probably top up the oil if it needs it. I'll see you in a couple of days. Morning, everybody. I'll just hang on. Let me just go pop this down. Now I'm not using it. There we go. I've just been putting some new bolts in, and I've just sheared off the excess because I use twin-headed bolts. Yeah, I kind of. It was my own fault. I overstrained it and it popped a couple of bolts on one side. So, nice, quick and easy job, to be honest. It wasn't too bad. I still haven't heard back for the results on the cow front at the moment. However, I have got some potentially changing mood information. I've got to go to Elm Creek later on today. I've got to go down to Elm Creek to start with. I've got to go to the local county office, I believe it is, or county, whatever they call it around here. In the UK, it would be sort of like the council office, but yeah. So I've got to go. Anyway, I've got to go to that later on today. I'm going to go check on the fields quickly. And that's because we've got a letter saying that our permits and visas to live and work here have expired, and our right to citizenship is currently rejected. We do have to do some sort of test, etc., etc. But as things stand at the moment, from my understanding, in order to do so, I would have to leave the country for 6 months in order to then come back and reapply. Or at least that's what it led to me to believe. And then it said something about non-conditional reply. The airfield strip looks pretty good. I think what we'll do is we'll just shoot down this road and go across the bridge and then check out the field. But yeah, I'm not 100% certain on the legalities of it. I really should get myself a lawyer or something that can help me with it. But I think before I go down a legal route, which makes you look like you got something to need a lawyer for, really, I think it'll be nice if I just go down there as me and find out the most information as I possibly can, and and go that way. It's not looking too bad. It's not at all. I mean, really, really compact. Fantastic seed rate in there. I didn't think it was going to turn out so well. I mean, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And I think I've been a contributing member to the society around here and to the US as a whole. I mean, we've been farming the land and producing from it. We're not hoarding anything or doing anything illegal. We're following as many rules as we can as well. So I think it should just be a case of getting a citizenship test done, passing that, and becoming a US citizen. The whole reason I haven't done it sooner, and we did it on the working visa, is purely the basis is when we first got here, this place was a wreck, and there was no guarantee that we were ever going to be able to turn it round. The fact is we have, and it absolutely looks gorgeous. I mean, this crop looks pretty nice and all. A few gaps here and there. I can see one in there. I mean, there's obviously here as well. This could just be where the local wildlife have just got into it and nibbled away a little bit. Because if you look further out, it does look pretty compact. You can see a few spots here and there. But it looks like they've just nibbled around the edges, which is, I mean, that's probably better than what I would could have hoped for, really. Normally they get in a lot further than that. But this crop's looking pretty tasty. You can see from the bottom there, it's just starting to turn, so I'm going to start to see their colour change in the next month or two on that one. Yeah, am I worried about it? A little bit, but I'm not overly concerned, to be honest. I think we'll be all right. I do. Do you know, I want to take another look at the airstrip field just before we're done. Mostly because you do get quite a bit of wind coming up that end of the farm. It kind of swoops up and comes across there. Which is one of the reasons why I never thought about doing corn before. But no, it looks alright. Again, you can see, look, just there, where the animals have come in and then they've nibbled the hell out of that side. But they're not, I mean, you can see a trackway through, sort of, just along here. You can actually see the trackway where some of the smaller rodents or animals, they get in and nibble at it. Which, just get on the top here. I mean, you can see fair few trackways in there, but again, it looks a pretty decent, held together crop this year. Might have a decent year when it comes to that. Right. Yeah, so I'm pretty much happy with what everything looks like at the minute. And we're in May. So, I mean, we haven't got mass a mass amounts to do. It should be a fairly easy year. I mean, as long as we get the animal go ahead okay, which I was kind of hoping would be closer to the 3 weeks than the 8 weeks, but I mean, it is what it is, really. And we went to a little classic show the other day with Eddie, a little car show. I took the Roadster out with us. Didn't get as many eyes as I thought it would do, but it was still an experience. We saw some absolute stunning vehicles down there. 67 Shelby Mustang. There was the Eleanor one as well. We saw some Camaros. They were pretty nice. Lots of classic Americana cars. And then to my surprise, one of the big head turners was a Lamborghini. I think it was, if I remember rightly, Diablo. That was really nice as well. A lot of people really were interested in that. And that was a young lad from Dubai that had shipped it over. He does like, he travels for his, he does like a blog and he travels, and it was fantastic. So they don't rent cars when they come over for their stays. He travels in the US. He gets 3-month holiday visas, and he ships his own car over. They travel in it under a special type of car licensey, insurancey thingy, whatever it's called. And then once they're done, they ship their own car back. That's brilliant. That is absolutely fantastic. Well, yeah, I'm going to put my feet up until closer to lunchtime and then head off down to Elm Creek. Alright, I think that's the last of that. Welcome back, everyone. I've just been doing a bit of upkeep on certain bits and bobs at the moment. Just giving it a little bit of a clean up and that. But it's time. I've already put the paperwork in the truck. We've got everything I think we're going to need. And now it's just a case of popping down to Elm Creek and fingers crossed, really. Probably stop off at the gas station while I'm down here before I leave. Top up. I mean, I don't really need to top up this tank, but I shall top up anyway. Just so it's all nice and full. And yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be a straightforward and simple thing, and we just have to sort of like, I mean, I don't mind if we're only reapplying for a working visa for a little while, and on the basis that we'll work towards a citizenship. But I mean, as a contributing member of society, paying taxes, I am paying taxes, by the way. This should be, in my eyes, relatively simple. Shouldn't be a big issue. Yeah, we'll be all right. We're still waiting for the results back on the TB thing. So, yeah, I mean, we know the sheep's clear. We know the chickens can't get it. They can't cross over to the chickens for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the breed of the particular strand or what. But the cows came back as inclusive. Yeah, so that's the sticking point for me. And the 3 to 8 weeks, I was hoping for the latter. It's not been the latter yet, so yeah, it's one of those. You can't win it. Hopefully things are going to start to go our way very, very soon. Because I don't know. I mean, what would happen if we have to leave for 6 months? I don't know. I mean, Eddie would probably say, yeah, I'd help you look out, run the farm, etc., and all that. But it's a lot to take on when you're running your own business already. Alright. Right, here we are. This is the old wood place down here. Trying to think, how do I get to the... It's been so long since I've come down here, you know. Is it round here? This brings me to the back of the gas station. I don't know if they're going to like me driving around the back. I must have missed somewhere. Oh, I'm going to be parking down the wrong way as well. Sorry. Alright. Let's jump on out. I'm just going to pop in. And I'll see you in a second. Alright, mate. Thank you. Well, $27 is all it took to fill that one up. Doesn't sound like a lot, but then we were pretty full as it was. And that's us done. Off to Elm Creek it is. Obviously, I'm not going to take you all the way down with me and make you have to sit in a courtroom. That, and also I don't know whether or not you'll be allowed to. I shall see you in the next one. And I've just got to wait for it to clear that way. Alright, I'm off. So see you in the next one. Peace out.